When we talk about Leo, we talk about the development of one's composure, the inner child. You know that Leos, no matter how mature, how old they are, no matter what race they come from or what gender they claim, these people experience their anxiety waiting in line anywhere. Waiting in line in traffic, waiting in line at the store, they can't stand it, okay? So this has a lot to do with composure development, all right? That they have, in their place of love, the sign of Sagittarius, adventure, travel, education, learning, and exploration. Really, if you want to speak about it in general terms, Sagittarius is exploration. And because it's in the place of love for Leo, you know, it's in the 5th place of love for Leo. This is what they love to do most, man. And this is why they let their kids run free to explore, to find their way when people think they're really not disciplining their kids, right? Leo is a sign of administration. So we got Capricorn, organization, in the 6th place, because that's the best service. The king regulates, central government regulates on a routine, day-to-day basis in the 6th place, right? And what does the central authority or the composure of one's own self have in its place of partnership? What is the polar opposite or the polar complement for that? That is the people or the consensus. You see? Because you can have no king without the people. You can have no central government without the need to establish order for the people, right? And Leo people, as they get older, as they more become their chart, acquire the guillotine method of disassociation. Once they're offended or they feel the need to disassociate, it's sudden, it's quick, it's so swift, right? With the Leo ascendant particularly, it depends sometimes with the sun sign, right? Leos need friends who they can talk to. Really, they only need you for their friend because they respect your opinion and what you have to say. And if you never have anything to say and you never have any opinion about a thing, you become pretty useless to them. The sign of emotion is in the 12th house of Leo, right? Because Leo, being composure depends on your emotional expression. I mean, that's the whole purpose of composure. You know, it's a situation that's not really funny. But it's funny to you, so you compose yourself, you don't laugh. Or a situation, you don't want people to see you as vulnerable or weak, so you won't cry. See, that's what composure is. And every human being, y'all, you gotta understand this how these signs work too. Leo falls in one of these places in your chart, and that's where you are the most Leo at, right? Okay, the 8th place of Leo is Pisces. Let's read this in the context of another thing that Leo means. Leo means love. You see? So compassion is Pisces, understanding and trust. And you know, read Leo in the context of loyalty, then trust determines the life of that loyalty. When there's no more trust, there's no more loyalty. You can bet on that. Virgo in the 2nd house, man, these people believe in working for what they want to acquire in life. And they are very picky about their clothing or about the routine that they're going to engage in to sustain themselves, all right? And Leo has Libra in the 3rd place. And you know how they say love, which is principally, not personality-wise, but principally, the principle of love is what Leo represents. And people say there's no love without communication. The 3rd house of love is equality. It is evaluating, right? It is Libra. So, you know, there's going to be no love without this mutuality going on. You know, that's what Libra represents. And the communication and the expression of that mutuality is going to determine how the quality of their love, right? And there's some growing to do with regards to how they process the relationships they have with their parents, all right? Because there are things that their parents did or didn't do that they are vowed not to do if they ever had kids, you know. Or there are things that happened when they were a child that they should go to great lengths to change in the course of their lifetime. The highest achievement for Leo, the fact that you have to understand what Taurus is. Certainly on a material level, it represents money, spending, having things, possessions, and morality is what it represents on a higher note. So there is no love. Love is the highest morality, and love should go about treatment of people, a value for humanity, for the human life, and a value for everyone out in the public. You see, outside of your sphere, that's what true love really is. right? That's what Leo stands for. And I decided to give y'all that because this is Leo season. Right?